Yes, good morning, students. So today we are going to revise our next topic in chapter 3 of our NCERT book, Human Reproduction, and that is a female reproductive system. In our yesterday's lecture, we have studied about the male reproductive system. Student, female reproductive system, it is also located at the pelvic region of human body, and it also has some of the important organs of the female body, such as I have already discussed in the beginning of the chapter, that female has one pair of ovaries, and one ovary is present on each side of the body in the pelvic region, and there is a pear-shaped uterus. It is present, but it is a somewhat inverted pear-shaped uterus. Then the another very important organ is a vagina. You know that the opening of this uterus, it is through cervix into the vagina, and the canal of the cervix, it is known as cervical canal, and along with this vaginal canal, it later forms the birth canal through which the successful delivery of the fetus takes place. Then clitoris is a small tiny organ that is present in the female body, and here we have also see the female external genitalia such as labia minus and labia majus, or you can say labrum majora, labrum minora. Okay, student, beside this, we have a cervix here, that is the opening of the uterus into the vagina. So let us study the female reproductive system in detail. Yes. So female reproductive system, it consists of a pair of ovaries. This means how many ovaries are there? Two ovaries are present, one on each side of the body in the abdominal region. And from these ovaries, two oviducts arise. This means one pair of oviduct is also there. Then uterus is present, cervix, which is the opening of the uterus into the vagina. Vagina is the another organ. And beside these, we have external genitalia, female external genitalia, that is located in the pelvic region of the human female. So all of these are parts of the system, along with the pair of the mammary glands. Because humans are mammals, so these mammary glands are very important. All of these, they worked in an integrated, structural and functional manner, and they support so many important events in the body of the female, such as the process of ovulation, then fertilization, then pregnancy, birth, and the events that are related with childbirth. So these ovaries, they are the primary female sex organs, and they produce female gamete, which are known as ova. So several steroid hormones, they are also produced by the ovaries, and these are the ovarian hormones. So these hormones may be estrogen and progesterone. Yes, student, ovaries are located one on each side of the lower abdomen. And regarding the dimensions of the ovary, so each ovary is about 2 to 4 centimeter in length and connected with the pelvic wall as well as the wall of the uterus with the help of ligaments. What are ligaments? Those which joins bones with bones. Yes, student, each ovary is covered by a thin epithelial layer at its outside, and inside the ovarian cavity, a stroma is present, which is the fluid matrix. And this stroma, it is also divided into two zones. One zone of the stroma, which is located at the periphery, it is known as peripheral cortex, and another zone, which is the stroma that is present in the central part, it forms the inner medulla. A student, from each ovary, one oviduct arise. So another name of these oviducts are fallopian tubes. So these oviducts, which are fallopian tubes, uterus and vagina, they actually constitutes the female accessory duct. So each fallopian tube, it is 10 to 20 centimeter long, and it extends from the periphery of each ovary and later join the uterus. So the part of the fallopian tube that is closer to the ovary, it is actually funnel shaped part and it is known as infundibulum. And this infundibulum, it possesses many finger-like projections called fimbriae, and these fimbriae they helps in the collection of ova after the process of ovulation. What is ovulation? That per month ovary produce one ovum, and this process is called ovulation. So later this infundibulum, it leads into a wider part of the oviduct, and that is known as ampulla. So the last part of the oviduct, which is known as isthmus, is next to the ampulla. And where the isthmus it connects with the ampulla, that is the ampullary isthmus junction. This is actually the site where fertilization takes place if there is a synchronous meeting between the sperm and the ovum. But if there is any delay in meeting between sperm and ovum, then fertilization will not take place and menstrual cycle it proceeds. Yes, student, here I want to discuss about uterus. This uterus is a single in case of human female. It is also known as womb. And regarding the shape of the uterus, so it is pear shape but inverted pear shape. And they are attached with the pelvic wall with the help of ligaments. So this uterus, it later opens into vagina through a narrow cervix. And the cervix cavity is known as a cervical canal. And this cervical canal, along with the vagina, later form the birth canal. Now what happened? The wall of the uterus, it has three layers of tissues. So the external layer is thin and membranous, and it is known as perimetrium. And the middle layer, it is consists of smooth muscles and it is known as myometrium. And the innermost layer is a glandular layer and it is known as endometrium. So in this way, the three layers they lines the uterine cavity. So this endometrium, which is the innermost layer of the uterus, it undergoes cyclic changes during menstrual cycle. While the myometrium, which is the middle layer, it exhibits strong contractions during the delivery of the baby. A student, the female reproductive system is visible on your screen. See the fallopian tubes, which are also known as ovida. Then ovaries are there inside the ovaries. The developmental stages of follicles are visible to you. So the follicles here are present in the form of primary, secondary, and tertiary follicles. And Graafian follicles are the mature tertiary follicles. Then ovarian ligaments are there, by which they are connected with the wall of the uterus or the pelvic wall. Then cervical canal, which is actually the canal which extends from the cervix, which is a narrow opening in the uterus. And then three layers of the uterus are very much visible to you: perimetrium, outermost layer; myometrium, middle layer; and innermost layer known as endometrium. Yes, student, now I am going to tell you about the female accessory genitalia. So female accessory genitalia, it includes mons pubis, labia majora, labia minora, hymen, and clitoris. So what is mons pubis? Mons pubis is a cushion of fatty tissue that is covered by skin and pubic hair. And labia majora are the fleshy folds of tissue which extends from the mons pubis and they surround the vaginal opening. The labia minora, they are the paired fold of tissues under the labia majora. The opening of the vagina is often covered by partially by a membrane and this is known as hymen. What is clitoris? Clitoris is a tiny finger-like structure and it lies at the upper junction of two labia minora above the urethral opening. The hymen is often torn during the first coitus or the intercourse. Yes, student, here The diagram of the female external genitalia is visible to you. So labia majora is there, then labia minora, and then a membranous hymen sheath which covers the opening of the vagina. Then anus is there, and then opening of the urethra and opening of the vagina. Yes, student, here we are going to discuss the structure of the mammary glands. So mammary glands are the paired structures. They are also known as breast, and that contains the glandular tissue. It behaves as a gland, and it contains a variable amount of fat. So this glandular tissue of each breast, it is divided into 15 to 20 mammary lobes. And these mammary lobes, they contain clusters of cells which are known as alveoli. So the glandular tissue of each breast, which contains these cluster of cells called alveoli, they later secrete milk. And this milk is stored in the cavities or lumens of the alveoli. And these alveoli, they later open into mammary tubules. And the tubules of each lobe, they join the mammary duct. So several mammary ducts, they later join to form a wider mammary ampulla. So this mammary ampulla is later connected with the lactiferous duct, and through which the milk is sucked out by the baby. Yes, student, that's all regarding the female reproductive system. So tomorrow we will going to study about the process of gametogenesis, and that is of two types, spermatogenesis and oogenesis. So have a nice day, students. Read the chapter and send me your doubts. Thank you.